Welcome to the 4th AI for Information Accessibility Conference. My name is Isabela Ferrari, and today the title of our talk is The Machine of Chaos, Data Analysis, Cheap Dopamine in Our Daily Lives. In the age of big data analytics, we see a rise in new mechanisms of mass control. When you match advanced neuroscience, neuromarketing, and psychology along with computer science, much becomes possible. But how manipulated can we be? And what can we do about that? Well, in the last years, I have been studying different areas. AI and data analysis for my PhD, product creation and marketing along with some shopping triggers, decision-making strategies, systems 1 and 2, because I'm a judge, and life habits that increase happiness and the way our brain works. And at some point, it became clear to me that these areas are being connected in our societies to create a big machine of chaos, in the words of Fisher. The spread of AI in digital societies is allowing new ways of influencing the behavior of masses that are deeply affecting our well-being. And I will illustrate what I'm saying with an example and through the lens of selling. When I was a child, advertising was made through TV, outdoors, magazines. You targeted your audience using the break between shows, or the kind of news offered, or even the location. But now, the mechanisms became much more powerful. The association of big data and data analysis allows sellers to profile people and find out the targeted audience for their products. And how do you do that? Well, you collect information on social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, email. Big sellers like Amazon analyze customer data like purchase history, like browsing behavior, like customer feedback to find out their interests and patterns of consumption. And then what you do? You proactively address these people. Once you know what they're buying, you simply adjust your offer to their needs. But more than that, in times of big data, you adjust their needs to your offer. Neuromarketing tells us that the easiest way to make someone buy what they do not need is working with their emotions. So the path is, first, you identify what they miss, their lack, their pain, and then you amplify this feeling. And after that, you present your own product as a solution for their problem. Do I feel weak? Do I feel imperfect? Do I feel ugly perhaps? But not with certain shoes or certain bags or even certain clothes. Do moms that work a lot feel guilty? But what if they could give their kids the trending doll that no one has at school? I think you already got the idea by this point. So usually, the most powerful way to make people buy something is to use images embedded with energy. And that is why so many people nowadays study archetypes. So after you have created the narrative and the scenario you need, then you add buying triggers related to the difference between systems 1 and 2. And the idea is to induce people to take fast decisions. In order to do that, you use marketing triggers, usually connected with limitations of time. Just today, last pieces, special condition within the next 2 hours, for example. And what is that we have in common when we think about exaggerated patterns of consumption, likes in Instagram, electronic games, porn, sex without emotional bond, drugs, and alcohol abuse. It's all about releasing a lot of cheap dopamine. Dopamines are neurotransmitters that operate as pain and stress relievers. Can you imagine the importance of that in a society embedded with stress like ours? Stress is not anymore a privilege of adults. Children, teenagers, elderly people, all of us are dealing with it in this fast-paced, demanding society. As we tend to be deeply stressed, we also look for ways to deal with that, as in the example of shopping that I just gave you, right? So the point is that our society offers you easy, immediate ways of providing massive amounts of low-quality dopamine. 5 minutes in Instagram, for example, give you much more dopamine than walking on the nature, but the last lasts a lot longer. And what is the problem with massive amounts of cheap dopamine? The more you subject yourself to dopaminergic stimulation, the more your brain needs this stimulation. For example, people who use dopaminergic drugs need the drug more and more. These people end up having so few dopaminergic receptors that a family dinner is no longer fun. As cheap dopamine ends faster, you want more and more of that, and then you get addicted to it. And what follows? Anxiety, irritability, and in some cases, depression. Big data and data analytics are allowing that big players of our societies feed us with cheap dopamine, and this is deeply affecting our mental and emotional health. So what should we do in this scenario? If possible, of course, not get addicted, developing an emotional armor to deal with all of that, reminding ourselves of what is really meaningful in life and where are our real relations and what and who really matters to us. But if it's not the case, if the person is already feeling the effects of that, it is important to make a move to get out of addiction, what involves habit changing and emotional detox. In the midst of this machine of chaos, information can be used to manipulate us, but for that, our collaboration is required. Once we take care of our internal space and our external habits, and once we are aware of the traps, we can protect ourselves a lot. In the era of information, life should be an ongoing search for more and more conscience. Thank you.